Fantastic to have you on the podcast today, Zac. I'm really excited to have you here. We've already been working together in our program for we're just talking off air. It must be a year and a half now that we've had some.
Yeah, about a year and a half, yeah.
And I'm like, why haven't we had you on the podcast before now, man? It's really great to have you here to share some of what you do with our audience. So I'd love it if you would just introduce yourself to start with. What do you actually do now? You call yourself a peak performance and mindset coach. What does that actually look like?
Pretty much. Well, thanks for having me on, by the way. I really appreciate you having on.
Pleasure.
And yes, it's been a year and a half, but a year and a half, it's perfect timing for me. So what I would say is I'm a peak performance coach, and what I do is I focus entirely on helping someone that has all the strategies, like they're being given the strategies from a business coach, or they're being given the strategies around sales, marketing, putting themselves out there. And I'm the person that comes in and helps them. Why? When they have all the strategies in the world, why aren't they following through? So pretty much what I do is I help someone take those skills that they have and pretty much use them so they can implement them and get them the results that they want. Because I truly believe everything comes back to mindset. What I like to call it energy, but I would say mindset is where it really comes back to, because I could take any single person, and if I help them clear their limiting beliefs and also anything that's holding them back in their life, if you can just make one little tweak in an area of their life on whether it's a limiting belief or a block, from what I've seen from so many clients, I would say I think I've worked with a couple of thousand clients right now. So over 2,000 clients that I've worked with. And the patterns that I've really seen is you clear the limiting beliefs, they can go to their goals very fast. Simple as that.
Absolutely. And especially this is why we work with you with our clients.
Yes.
Because we've seen it in the past, especially before you came on board. We would give people all the tools that they needed, all the structure, all the instructions, the step-by-step. And some of them do fine. Some of them can just follow through and make that happen.
Yes.
But others would they've got all the things there in front of them, and they would still just find themselves stuck in procrastination or stuck in self-sabotage or something. And even with a fair level of self-awareness, and even with Leisha and myself helping them through it, sometimes they would still just keep butting their head up against that wall and not able to kind of break through it. And I know the work you've done with our clients has been amazing. A lot of them really love the conversations they have with you. They love the momentum that they can get after you. Yep. So we definitely see the value in that mindset side of things and where it goes. What does it actually look like? Like, just to be clear for our listeners, you work with us in our program for our clients just one morning a week. So that's not your main, that's just something we get to do with our clients. What's the rest of your week look like? What do you actually do as a coach?
So pretty much what I do is I would say I work with different companies. I work with 2 different companies just similar to what I do with you, where I come in and kind of do the coaching and things like that. But my primary focus is I helped, and I've kind of moved my content a lot in the last probably couple of years from working just on mindset. And I love mindset, by the way, but also that kind of reflects in different areas of life. Like I've been working with people around relationships, like how to, spice up their relationship more. I've also worked around money. So not just around how to make more money, because that's just a strategy and there's many different strategies on how to make more money, but really how to build your relationship with money. That's been huge for me. And that's kind of been one of the biggest things that I've actually been using with a lot of your clients, because they come in and saying they've got blockages, and whether it's a blockage around, they just don't want to follow through. But a lot of the times not everyone's a generalization, but a lot of people are just scared of claiming wanting to make a lot of money. Like any single person probably listening would be saying, oh yeah, but money is a triggering word. It's been known to have more of a triggering effect than, talking about sex. If you talk about sex, the word sex, it triggers people. And that's as triggering as money. So that's why I wanted to kind of go a little bit deep around money with people, because everyone wants to make money. If I ask anyone, I just want to make a lot of money, underneath it, but then all of a sudden they want to say what's, politically correct. Oh, no, I just want to, help people. And it's great. I want to help people too. But a lot of the times people have different drivers. And one of the things that I do at the events that I run is I help them around money. And the thing around money, meaning I find out what really drives you. Because that's a question for you. It's just what really drives you? Some people will say, well, what drives me is helping people. Or some people really just want to make money, but they've got a blockage to say, no, I can't say that because, I want to say I want to say what everyone's going to agree with. But I just want you to know, whatever you're driven by, own it. Because that's what's going to completely change. If you want to make a lot of money, that's the first step. Just claim it. Because if you're oh yeah, I want to kind of make a little bit of money. People join Massage Champions because they want to obviously profit in their business. They want to make a lot of money, and they want to have a sustainable and have freedom, because at the end of the day, it's not about money. It's about freedom, and money creates that freedom. And it's a huge part of freedom.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
That's been a huge focus. Yeah.
In this profession, in massage, what we see quite often is people don't get into massage thinking they'll make a lot of money. Like if you're really just driven by money and nothing else, you'd be like, I don't know, an investment banker or a drug dealer or whatever, you know. Massage is not really seen as like a huge money making thing. But the reality of it is we still need to make money. We still need to live, and people still want to buy a house and have a car and, you know, do all the stuff that a good professional amount of money will give them. And sometimes what we hear in the profession is people who do have a bit of a blocker, and they spread that around. They're like, oh, you know, we just care for people. We just get into the profession. I don't even want to charge people. I only charge people because I absolutely have to. And it's like, you know, you want to be somewhere between those two extremes, I think, in a profession like this. So many massage therapists honestly do just care for the people around them. And what we try and teach people is when you care, when you're giving value and care for the people around you, they value and care you too. And so the to and fro means they pay you when you give them what you can give them. They give you what they can give you.
Completely.
So
and it's just
always just an exchange of value like that.
That's all it is. That's all it is. And that's the thing I realized. It's just like, you don't have to have a lot of money. That's what I'm kind of like thinking, like whether it is 60,000, 80,000, 100,000, 200,000, $1 million, whatever it is a year, you just got to look at, everyone wants to not just get by. People want to have a little bit extra bit of money, whatever that is for you, whether it's to buy a house or go away with your kids and, you know, go away, have a family holiday and things. Money does that. So I'm saying if you can get your money right with however much money you make, and you can start focusing on it and giving it attention, I can tell you right now, from all the people I've coached, money will grow. Like I remember there was someone in I think it was in your program, actually. It was in your program. I remember she just started with the program. I can't remember. It was like 3 months. She was 3 months into in your program or whatever, and I told her to do this, just focus, give your money attention. And then she told me, like, I think she was 2 months after I had that session with her, and she's like, oh my God, I've got, you know, $5,000-$10,000 saved, and I was always behind. I'm like, it's just basic things of paying money attention. That's it.
Yeah, it's so true. And the thing is, we even joke about this a bit, you and I, Zac, but I'm very much like I love a system. I love a framework.
Yes.
I love drawing pictures of things and graphs and that kind of stuff.
Yes.
And Zac, you've got like almost the complete opposite personality. It's very, very passionate, very, very driven, very.
That's why I really like you, man. That's you're my opposite, man. You're my opposite.
The yin and the yang going on.
Absolutely.
And honestly, I believe to have success, you need both.
Yes.
You need to be able to have some system for actually making money. Like honestly, people need to know how to do the hands-on-back skills and how to use a credit card machine and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
But the point is, head knowledge is not enough. Heart knowledge is what's needed.
Correct.
And we are focusing a lot on money here. I didn't even realize we were going to follow this path with this conversation. There's a whole lot more that goes into business and living a fulfilled, free, fulfilling life.
Yes.
What else is it that you focus on? You mentioned relationships. Mm-hmm. How do you see relationships fitting into like a holistically healthy and fun, fulfilling lifestyle?
I just think I kind of look at the overall, because I know I've said like relationships, money and things. I believe we've got to have a mastery, and that's what I usually focus on. I want to focus on every area of life, because you can make all the money in the world, James. You could have an amazing business, but if your relationship is not on point, or let's just say you're in a fight with your partner, or maybe you have kids. I haven't had the privilege to have kids yet, but if you have kids, you tell me right now, if everything's going good in your life, but your relationship's suffering, how would you feel? Like anyone listening would be like, I know for a fact, it's struggling to focus. Yes, you can put the cap on and say, yeah, it's totally fine, but it makes such an effect in our life. And it's because we want love from the person that we've decided to commit to. And if there's something going on with each other, then I feel like that can affect so much in not just your business. It won't just affect your business. It'll affect everything. It'll affect your health. You'll struggle to sleep every time. Like I would say, you know, we're all human beings. We all have arguments and fights. Sometimes when I'm in a fight or an argument with my fiance, it's kind of, straight away, I want it resolved. Like as a man, masculine man, it's kind of like, I want the thing resolved. But it's kind of like, you know, as females and feminine energy, they kind of, everyone's different, but I would say it's sometimes we want the solution done, so it's solved, but sometimes we're missing the bigger picture and the problem. And a lot of the times men, just talking about men, focus on with relationships, they focus on, if I become more successful, I'll get more love, instead of actually giving your partner, a feminine energy, a woman, more presence. If you can give her more presence and listen to her, she'll usually be a lot more responsive to you, and she'll desire you a lot more if you're more present with her and you listen to her and you understand her and not fix her problems. I feel like a lot of men, from what I've seen, and I do it a lot as well, which is we try to fix our woman's problems. They come, they want to share their day, because that's what feminine energy, we did this. I know Alicia does this a lot, right? She would tell you this,
oh,
this. Oh, hell yeah. And then what she wants you to do, she wants you to listen. And this is what I'm always like, listen. But what men try to do is they try to fix their woman's problems. And it's just like this, wouldn't you just stop thinking about your stress? Just stop. That's what I think. Just stop thinking about it. Just move on. Take action. But that's not what they want. Feminine energy doesn't want a solution. Masculine energy wants a solution. So if I try to fix, and men feel validated by trying to fix their woman's problems, unless it's a business context. Unless you're in a business, you can kind of solve the problem. But if this is an intimate relationship and you're just in that loving thing, they want to share how they did with the day, and you try to fix them, you're going to get a crazy animal out of them. They're going to be like, what the hell? And they're going to be disconnected from you. But if you listen and you connect and you don't try to give your advice, even though as much as you want to give your advice, just accept them, love them, appreciate them, be present, I can promise you one thing. And the reason I can promise you one thing is because I've worked with people that are about to go through a divorce. I've worked with people that have been 60, 65 years old in a relationship for like 30 years. If they just turn these basic things around, they can get their sex life back, and they can also get that attraction back and passion back in their relationship as well.
That's super interesting.
Yeah.
And it does come back to business as well. We talk a lot about masculine and feminine energy when we're dealing with clients, and whether we're talking about actual relationships or in business. That kind of masculine want to move, to finish things, to achieve, is very different to the feminine energy. And we're not necessarily talking actual men and women here all the time. It's very gentle.
Because we both have both energies, yes.
Yeah, exactly right. Yes. And having a mix of both is really great. But the feminine energy is the more flowing, the more let's enjoy the journey and just do things for the sake of doing things, not necessarily looking at the outcome. And sometimes if you've got a masculine energy and a feminine energy, two different people, they do butt heads a bit. Until they manage to set a goal out the front and say, okay, well, even though we're approaching this in different ways, we've got the same outcome in mind. Let's look at how we can use these two energies as strengths. The difference will be stronger rather than butting heads. We can move in the same direction a lot more powerfully. And I know that's something, Lesh and I have worked through. I'm sure you do in your relationship. I'm sure everyone in a relationship has had to work through that to some degree. But especially when you work with your partner like Lesh and I do, that makes it just up to that next level. And you have to be aware of these things and just be able to work through them together, which is great. It is part of performance too, to be able to recognize that.
And I feel like, I don't feel like it. If you've got a successful relationship, and you guys connect and you're working together, yes, there's going to be fights and things like that along the way. It's a normal part of the process. But if you guys just have that intent and know each other's intent, and you have a successful relationship, your business is going to massively grow. Like you would realize that my business grew when I got into a relationship and then found that person. She joined my business with me, and we worked together, and from both of those energies together, my business completely exploded. So it's kind of, if you have a really good relationship, I truly believe, if you have the wrong relationship, yes, I guess you can kind of accept it, but it really comes back to, I was listening to something yesterday, it's like they said 96% of a man's success is the person, and also it comes back to the man and woman, success comes back to who you choose to be in a relationship with. Because if you're going home every night and the person's just like, oh, you're going to that business thing, and they don't understand. Like I talked to someone yesterday, and she says, we're actually going through a divorce. She was a woman. She was going through a divorce with her ex-spouse, and she said, my spouse, my whole life, like I saw the red flags at the start, doesn't support me, doesn't like me being a coach, hates coaching. Like imagine your complete desire of what your mission is and purpose is, and the one person that you love and crave love from doesn't accept it.
And I see it all the time as well. Across someone's life, the more pillars that are actually working, the more the others work as well. Correct. And that's kind of what you're saying. It's like when you've got a solid relationship, you're having super amounts of fun there. It's energizing. It's actually giving you more life. Instead of draining energy, it's giving you energy. suddenly it's easier to run your business. You feel supported. You've got more time and energy for it. That means you earn more money as well. And your relationships are better. Your friendships are better. All the different parts are kind of supported when everything starts working. And if one starts getting a little bit off kilter and starts draining energy, you can find all the other areas of life start to drop as well. And suddenly you're not enjoying work as much. You're not making as much money. You're not, I don't know, not achieving as much as you want to achieve in goal sense. And it's almost like success breeds more success. And so what we'd see in our program is like this all the time. We see people come in, we give them business help, awesome. But what we actually see is all of a sudden they're reporting that they're having a lot more fun with their relationship. They've got friends that they didn't have before. Their kids are starting to do what they need to do a bit better or whatever it is. And it's almost like, it's a little bit like some weird magic trick. When someone starts getting momentum and getting energy from one part of life, it flows over.
It flows, 100%. I totally agree. Because it's just like, how many people do you see that are trying to hammer the business, saying, no, I've got to make this business work, and they're neglecting the relationship, or they're neglecting the kids and all those kind of things. They're focusing on this, and nothing ever goes their way until finally it goes their way, and they no longer have a family anymore. But if you can focus on the family, and you can appreciate the family that you have, the wife you have, the husband you have, whatever it is, plus when you're going through that, plus you're working on your business, I guarantee your partner will be a lot more supportive if you're giving them attention. And they're going to be supportive, which is going to give you confidence, and you're going to be showing up more in your business. There was a thing that I watched actually this morning, because I'm doing a lot of stuff on relationships at the moment, because that's one of the things that 2 weeks from now I'm doing the retreat, it has a relationship day on it. So it has a relationship where we're full on relationships. And there's actually a study done. This was a study done in I'll see if I can find you the thing, and you can put it in the
we'll put it in the show notes.
Put it in the show notes. Where it was, if you have sex, I know we're talking about the triggering topics, twice a week, which is like the norm, which is like that's a lot apparently. That's a lot. If you have twice a week, it's the equivalent. One extra of that, 1 extra week. So if it goes to 3, it's the equivalent. They've done this in science. You like this graph stuff. The equivalent of adding $50,000 a year to your income. So it's the equivalent feeling. It's the equivalent. And I know men, they're like, all I got to do is show my partner.
I'll definitely draw a graph of that for Lee.
draw a graph of that for Lee for sure. But that's really super powerful. And also for females out there thinking, but there's also been a study done where I can't remember what the calorie count, so don't kind of measure me with this, but it's kind of like 50 to 70 calories. So I think it's over a month if you're doing the regular, which is like 3 times. You're running 7, I think it was running 7 Ks. So who would rather be doing that than running 7 Ks, right? You want to burn.
So many good reasons. This is fantastic.
I'll find them for you, and I'll put them in the show notes so you can have a look at them. But I'm not sure that was the kind of thing that was huge, but it just comes back to that's going to bring your passion back. And a lot of the times people in relationships, they stop doing that, and then it's like, well, once a week, once every 2 weeks. But all of a sudden, it's the one thing that separates you from being friends is intimacy. And if you can have that intimacy, I know you've got some people have resentment saying, he doesn't show up for me. I'm telling you right now, if you make it a must to follow through and meet your partner's needs, not just having sex and things like that, meeting your partner's needs, give them attention, give them certainty, show them variety. Give them presence, give them significance, call them attractive, sexy, whatever the hell it is, to make them feel good. I can tell you right now, it's going to bring back that spark in the relationship, because I can tell you make that part of your life up, your business will grow. I'm telling you that much.
That's absolutely awesome. One of the questions I was going to ask you that I wrote down here was your number one tip for business success for people who might be listening to this. But I think we might have just heard it. Is that right?
I think we
number one business success tip.
I completely would, but it'll also come back. Let me kind of go back to the number one success, because this would relate to that. Agree. But what I would say is, if you're asking me that question, would be, it's the habits that you create, and having sex, whether it is meditating, whether it's doing morning routines, whether it is, once a day, having a routine. Like I have a thing that I do I write a diary every night saying, what are the 5 biggest tasks that I got to do the next day? And one of the tasks all the time is there's a relationship one in it, which is I want to make my partner smile. How am I going to do that? It makes me become creative. Now, if I can do that, I can do it, whether it's through a message, whether it's through ask yourself right now, if you listen to this, When was the last time you sent your partner a really nice message that makes them feel important, special? I'm telling you right now, that will bring back spark. What are some other ways you can do it in your business, which is habits? Because habits make you change your identity. So just remember, if I change my habits to exercising 5 days a week, I'm going to become a runner. I am a runner. That's my identity now. So it'll become naturally easy for me to do it. Like you would see is you probably wouldn't get up in the morning, James, without doing a morning routine or something like that, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Do you have to think about it, or are you just like, it's part of who I am. It's my identity.
Sometimes I have to push myself to actually get up, but once I'm up, it's like, I have the mornings to go to the gym, the mornings I run with friends, and the mornings I do a morning ritual. That's right.
Yes. Yeah. So I would definitely say the routines that we do are this. I would say that is the biggest key to success. It's not some fairy, look at money and appreciate money. It's literally the habits that you do in every area of your life. That's what success is to me. Success is what am I doing today and what habits am I doing that's going to lead me to the desires or the vision that I have for myself. And one day you could get, whether it's getting sales calls, that's a habit. Whether it's, appreciating your partner, whether it's doing a marketing video every day, whether it's sending and getting referrals. These little habits create the success in your life. I truly believe that. That's the key to success, I believe.
That's awesome. And what I love from that is even just the underlying kind of belief wrapped around that we should have goals for success in different parts of our life.
Yes, we should.
That's something that we see quite often. It's like business goals. We help people create them, but lots of people sort of recognize that they need business goals. It's like pretty normal.
Yes.
But when we look at them and say, okay, so what are your goals in your relationship? What are your goals with your kids? What are your relationships? Just your goals for
They don't have any.
Those kind of things. They're just sort of looking at it like, what?
Relationship vision?
Why
would you have a relationship vision?
Yeah, I've met that goal. It's and it's like
we're married. I got the goal.
Yeah. We're finished with that. But that kind of attitude doesn't help to keep the spark, right? It doesn't help to keep those things alive. And when we recognize that life is holistic, we all live a life that's made up of all sorts of different things. And when we have success at home or with friends or in whatever other part of our life, some creative pursuit, whatever, that success flows along all the different parts of our life, then it suddenly becomes a reason to say, okay, well, let's actually set some goals. Let's look at the different parts of my life, all those different things. Whatever is important to me might be different to what's important to you, but whatever is important to me is important to me. Let's set some goals around that. What would I love to see? And when we start working towards all those things, not only does it help our business to grow, because that'll be one of them, but it helps us to have a better experience of our life every day. And that kind of more joyful, more fulfilled experience just helps with everything.
Yes. And it's the same as like a business thing. You would be asking, because you're helping like hundreds of clients in your program. So it's kind of like when you're helping someone, you're like, what are your goals? And they're like, they can tell you their goals. This is what I want to do. This is how many clients I want to have. I want to have a team, all that kind of thing. And then you're asking yourself the second question, which is, okay, I've got to get the plan, but who do you need to become? Who do you need to constantly become to hit those goals? It's the same thing in a relationship, whether it's health as well. As soon as you get married, that's one outcome. What's great, you've got the rabbit. What's the next goal? It's the same thing as if you make $100,000 and you're going to go for $200,000, or you're just going to say, no, I've got $100,000 now. Well, if you don't have to go for any more than $100,000, you lose all your money because you've hit your goal. So it's not just get into a relationship and then you've hit the goal. Now it's like, how can I make my partner a raving fan? If you want amazing clients in your business, make them a raving fan. I'm telling you this right now. If anyone's watching this and they're a massage therapist or anyone that, make every client feel special. When they come in, make them feel special. Make them feel amazing. Give them a gift. How much is one of those little balls, massage balls? Buy it. It's a $5 investment if you buy 100 of them. Give them and say, look, I want to give you a gift. Give them in a little gift bag. Give it to them and just say, hey, I just want to give it with a little letter inside saying, really appreciate your business. Telling you right now, they will tell everyone about that. And then all of a sudden they'll tell their friends, their family, oh my God, you got to go to this person. They gave me a gift after the second session.
Yeah, that's unreal. Yeah, and it's
a habit. It's a habit as well.
It's a habit, and it's creating an experience for people that's at a deeper level. It's not just functional. It's not just, they've come in with this problem with this muscle and it's whatever, and I've fixed it.
Yes.
It's like, that's awesome. That's ticking the box.
Yes.
But one of the things we look at in our business and that we teach our clients is anytime a challenge comes up and you've got to solve it, don't look at how can I just get a solution. We want to look at how can we double the solution? How can we get to the solution and then say, let's do twice as much as we need to in this place.
Yeah,
so if
I love that.
It is like they come in with a muscle injury, yep, I can solve that problem. But now how can you give them twice the experience? How can
I
you
love that, man.
Twice as much as the base level? And that's what brings people back. That's what gives them an amazing memory of you and your business and helps them to feel more connected And it's like, if they ever do compare, they're going to be like, oh, well, the guy down the road also fixed my back. But,
and they'll pay extra for that.
Yeah, but they've only given me half as much as what you have. You know, you've given me all this other stuff. The experience was twice as good.
Yes, and what I would also say is I recently got a funny story. I was training my partner in the gym because she wanted to. She's like, hey, I want a program to get on board. And then we had a couple of sessions, and she got a little bit injured in her back. And then she blamed me for that one. I've obviously got to meet her needs now. But what I did was she went to all these different people, like physios, chiros, all these different people. And the one thing I realized, so I was looking at the pattern of the businesses, none of them, after they gave him a therapy, none of them rang 2 days later. Cost you 2 minutes. Hey, how's the back? Hey, I just want to make sure I thought of you today. I just want to make sure that your back is, I just want to make sure you're doing those exercises. Yeah, okay, you're doing them. If you need anything, please come back next week and I'll help you. Done. That would have got her all the business. That would have got that person all the business. No physio does that. I went to physios, chiros, and maybe I should go to massage therapists, right?
Oh, that's it, exactly. I can recommend a few.
So just those little things, calling your clients for 2 minutes, not saying, hey, I want you to come back. It's like, hey, I just wanted to check in. How's your back going? Because I know you had a back problem. Is everything going all right with that? I was just checking in. Hey, just by the way, if you want to come back next week, that's totally cool. But either way, I wish you the best. That is going to get you a lot of business.
Yeah. And we talk about it in terms of connection. The easier it is, or the more you connect, the easier it is for that other person to connect back again. So a simple phone call is just a way of being able to say, hey, I'm here, you know, I care about you. I remember you. I even if you say something like, I've got a note in my diary saying to give you a call. It's been a week since we saw you. How's it going? Yes. Even that excuse is enough to make people feel cared for. And the more you can connect with them at that level, the more likely they are to remember you well and become a client. Yeah, it's all about connection. That's great.
100%, man, 100%. I would just say come up with the habits. Habits would be the key to, I would believe, just think of habits in your relationship, your health habits, whether it's eating that chocolate bar after the dinner or it could be eating fruit after dinner. It's a choice. It's a habit. If you can start doing those little habits just for a week and then you can get that chocolate bar at the end, all of a sudden when you get momentum with the fruit, you won't want to have the chocolate bar.
Mm. And you're right. Yes. Habits in business, it's a structure, but the structure brings freedom. Right, the more you structurize and habitualize the stuff that's normally hard, the easier it actually gets.
Yes.
And once you've got a habit there, it's easy to keep a habit going, and
100%, man. Yeah.
To build your business or your relationship, whatever, on top of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Completely. Yeah. So I would say anyone watching, like, get your habits corrected. You change one habit, it will profoundly change your life. I just know it in my own life. Like, I never miss meditation. Wherever we went to 18 countries in 18 months. This is the only month I haven't been away, and it's winter. Why did I not go away this month, right? But what I realized was when I was away, you asked my partner, I'm always meditate twice a day. I don't care what time we get home. I always make it a must because that's who I am. It's my identity, and I don't want to give an excuse saying, oh, it's a day off. It takes me 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Why don't you take that one little thing that will massively reduce the stress? Exercising for 45 minutes a day will massively reduce your stress as well. So make these little habits a must. Sending a message. How long does it take you? Get your phone out right now. Hey, my amazing husband, I love you so much. That's it. Done. Hey, my amazing wife, I love you so much. That's it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And it does make a huge difference, right?
It does. Huge.
Make a big difference.
Huge. Yeah.
And part of it being a habit is you don't have to remember, because I know what people will say, exactly what I think when I'm like that. I'm like, it only takes 5 seconds to send a message, but when am I going to remember to do that? The remembering to do it is probably the hard part, but if it's a habit, that's the whole point. You don't have to remember to do a habit. It just kind of happens.
Yes. So at the start,
it's a habit.
Completely. I would, at creating it as a habit, I would be saying you need to be a little bit more but like you. You need to be more like structured. You need to do it at the start. Like, that's the one time I'm structured. You have to put in your calendar. And I would be saying, like, I used to do it when I wanted to meditate at the start. I used to put an alarm on because I'd respond to auditory, because I was an auditory. I'd respond to a noise, and it's pretty much me just saying, hey, am I being that person? Am I being the person that is in that state of attracting my dream reality? And I always ask myself that question. I go, okay, I'm feeling a bit stressed right now. Close my eyes for 5 minutes, get myself into a better state. And it just condition that. Now I don't need my phone anymore to remind me.
Yeah, how good is that? Because it's a habit. Yeah. It's working well.
It's a habit, yes.
I love it.
Yes.
Hey, if people are listening and they want to get in touch with you, Zac, if they want to learn more about what you do, because you do run retreats and that kind of stuff,
right? Yes.
Where would they go to find out about that? Or tell us
Yeah. Okay. So just a little bit about my retreats. They're not really like targeted to. I feel like what we go over in my retreats, they're very a life mastery retreat, which is relationships, money, a little bit business day. My stuff. I also do a lot of. I do some stuff at you guys' retreats every so often, right? So it's kind of like you guys know that I do a lot of breakthrough kind of stuff. So it's just internal world stuff. But if anyone's interested in learning more and stuff, just either go to my YouTube channel, which is Zac Dixon Coaching, Instagram Zac Dixon Coaching, ZAC DIXON Coaching, or just on Facebook. That's pretty much it. And yeah, you can kind of learn. I put a lot of value out. I put Facebook Lives out every day to 2 days. I'm very consistent with that. So just free content online and just get familiar with it. And if you know what's good for you, join the Massage Champions.
Hey,
shameless plug. Shameless
yeah,
plug.
That's right. Get to work with you that way as well. Definitely, we'll put the links to those in the show notes. And I absolutely would advise anyone listening to jump onto Zac's Facebook page or Instagram page and watch the videos.
Yes.
Every day or two, there's inspiration coming through there. You can hear Zac's energy. He's like that. Every single live is just full on energy, amazing inspiration. It's really great to be able to work with you, Zac. And it's great to have you on the podcast today. I really appreciate you coming on board. Thank you.
Really appreciate you having on. And anyone watching right now and listening, like if you can just take one thing from this, whether it's a habit change, a relationship change, you'll make it. And within 2 weeks from now, they'll probably message James and say, oh my God, my sex life's back, or my relationship's going better. Or
that's exactly what we want.
That's exactly what we want, right? That's the secret. It's been a joy jumping on with you, James, and I appreciate you having me on. I really do.
No worries. Good to chat again, Zac. We'll catch you soon.
Appreciate it.